Hey, Joe, what's up?
Yes, sir. How are you? Thank you for taking my call.
You got it.
I appreciate it.
What's up, brother?
Nothing much. So pretty much, I found my wife in an emotional affair with my neighbor for over a year now. I found out a couple weeks ago. I looked through the call logs on the phone. I knew something was going on between the two of them. I confronted him 3 times, and I confronted her. I'm being honest with you. It was probably 2 to 3 times a day. We would consecutively argue about it. He would buy my son clothing for school and just stuff for his room. And he would cook my wife dinner a lot. And in front of me, they had nicknames and everybody denied it. And I'm having a hard time believing her in anything she says. Her mother passed away about 2 years ago, and she was swearing on her deceased mother and our son that nothing was going on. And then when I confronted her, it was the blame was on my end and things weren't good. And it's been going on for about a year. We were in couples therapy starting this January. I was unaware of everything, but I knew something was off in the marriage and I was trying to make it better. And I can't even get away because he is at my home. He's next to me at home, and he is there when I go to the gym, at the same gym. So I can't even have an escape that way. And I'm not sure where to begin. I'm not even sure where my head is at. I can't trust anybody. And this is where I'm stuck at right now.
Yeah, dude, that's a terrifying place to be, man. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It's not okay, man. It's not. You don't got to make me feel better. I'll just sit here with you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Do you have little ones?
I do. I have 1 3-year-old son.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I'm not even. I don't want to come home.
Yeah.
I literally can't get away. And she said that she broke it off with him, and our houses are so close. If I put a hammer through the wall, you can probably see his living room. That's how we're right next door.
Okay.
She said that she broke it off, and then about 2 weeks ago, I asked her, we were just talking, and I asked her what she had for dinner, and she said that she didn't eat, and this is something little, but it's just the fact that it happened. And she said that she didn't have dinner because she wasn't hungry because of everything going on. And then I got home. I work late, and I got home that morning, and there was food, and that was not ours. And how I know is because it was on a paper plate that was not ours in the garbage. And she wasn't honest with me again. And he keeps talking to her and saying hi. And they both said that it was nothing sexual, but I don't believe the two of them because, like I said, I confronted him 3 times about it, and my wife twice a day for 2-3 times a day for the last year. So.
Man. It's not written in a textbook somewhere what the next move is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I understand.
So I'm going to give you, with all of the time I've spent sitting with people who have had emotional affairs and full-blown sexual affairs and my personal experience, all of it.
Okay.
I would probably leave for 30 days.
Okay.
Because here's the thing, your wife is just lying to you, and you're going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to stay clear because every time you go to the safest, what should be the safest place in the world, which is your home, you're in fight or flight the entire time.
Correct. Yeah.
And every time you go to work, you're in fight or flight.
Mm-hmm.
And the other option would be, I'm going to go stay in an apartment for 30 days and we're going to put the house on the market.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to sell this house because that's the only way you're going to save your marriage.
Yeah.
And if she says, I think that's a great idea, let's do that, cool. And if she says, absolutely not, this is where we live, yada, yada, then she gets to make a choice. Do you want to fight me for this home? Or we're going to sell this home one way or the other. We're going to sell it through when the judge forces the sale of the home and we split the assets up, the equity up, or we can sell it now and try to save our marriage.
I don't mean to throw another curveball at you.
Throw them all, man. Throw them all.
So this past February of this year, we jointly filed bankruptcy, so we could sell it. But as far as buying, I'm pretty sure we can't buy it.
Bro, you're past all that.
Yeah.
Joe, your wife is sleeping with your neighbor. Period. End of story. You know that. I know that. They both know that.
Yeah, and they would FaceTime too. I forgot to mention that.
Joe, if you're done with this marriage, be done with this marriage. An important family death, bankruptcy, those are two of the most powerful stressors on a marriage.
Yes, sir.
An affair, I mean, it's the trifecta.
Yeah.
But now you're at a place where you keep coming back to drink more poison and more poison and more poison. And I haven't heard you once say, I am desperately in love with this woman and I want to try to save this marriage. I hear you pissed.
Yeah, I thought I was past the anger stage, and
no, dude, your wife's cheating on you, right? And your neighbor waves at you.
Yeah,
I'm afraid you're going to end up in jail. You know why? Because I would.
Yeah.
I don't have the strength to go through what you're doing every day.
I thought I made the right. Honestly, I thought I made the right call for staying for my son and try to work it out. But I'm angry. I can't even look at her. It's like she's trying in that aspect. But when I first found out, it was like the end of June, and I just said a divorce probably, I'm going to say like two weeks ago. Then that's when she started to change. And I'm like, well, why did it take me to say a divorce? And, I don't want to come home. I don't want to be around anybody. I'm angry. I'm upset. I can't believe anybody. I don't believe a word that she's saying. You know what I mean? Even though she could be telling the truth very well.
Here's the deal. Here's the work you have to do.
Yes, sir.
What does the path to trust look like for you? Because let's say we can't sell the house. We are stuck here in this house. It's against the law for us to sell, which is not true, but let's just make up something, okay?
Yeah.
What does trust look like? Trust looks like a no contact order.
Mm-hmm.
Trust looks like you saying you are forbidden from coming on my property, and if you come on my property, you call my house again, you're on notice now. I'm going to file a harassment complaint.
Okay.
And your wife cuts off everything. She throws her phone in the sink and lets it, and loses all contacts and starts completely over.
Yeah.
But here's the deal, bro. She did all this stuff, and he made her dinner, and they had dinner together last night.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
You've heard me say this 1,000 times. Behavior is a language. She's being very clear with you.
No, I understand. Yeah.
And right now she's got a gravy train, which is you going off to work and then coming home. Does she work too?
Yeah, she works during the day, and then I work second shift from 3 to midnight.
Okay.
Yeah.
So y'all effectively never see each other, and she has 8 hours a day when she gets to spend with the man next door.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, like the minute I leave for work, I leave the house around 2, and then that's when the calls would happen. Like,
of course.
Yeah.
Of course they would.
I guess I'm just still processing this, and I don't even know. Yeah.
But here's the deal. Yes, I'm afraid you're about to do something stupid. Will you promise me that you're not going to go to jail?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a 3-year-old son, and I can't.
Excellent.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Okay.
I don't want to make it worse for anybody.
And for whatever it's worth, during a divorce proceeding, every one of her text messages will be subpoenaed. Every one of her emails will be subpoenaed, even the deleted ones.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is on the table. Okay? Yours too.
Yes, sir.
And so there's a chance you end up with full custody here because she doesn't want to be married to you.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, she's a great mom, and I couldn't ask for a better mother that way.
Joe,
yeah.
A great mom doesn't bring another man to the house every night.
Yes, sir. And our son, just to bring one more incident up, we were painting our son's room, and we were in the middle of it, and him and I started it, and nothing was done. And the following day, she got out of work at 2. I left, and I called her around my 6:30 break time, and she said that the room was finished and done. And I didn't believe her because I know how much that takes, especially with a 3-year-old by herself. And then, I get home that next day because I get home at night, and I look at the room, and it's beautiful. Everything was cut in to all the corners, and I look on the tarp, and there was paintbrushes and rollers that I don't have. And our son consecutively says that I don't want to say names, but the neighbor, mommy, and him were all painting the room, and she obviously denies it. But
Joe.
Yeah, I'm just. Yeah.
You can hear it as you're saying it out loud, can't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Listen, like if we were in person, if I was sitting in Connecticut right now with you in New Haven, I was just there a few weeks ago. If I was there with you right now, I would stop the conversation and I'd give you a hug. Because I know the path it's in front of you is gnarly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
And I know miracles happen, but this sounds like your marriage is over, and it sounds like now we're just waiting for somebody to be the adult and have the courage to do the next thing.
Yeah. I guess that's what I was afraid of.
I know.
But
I'm sorry. I hate it for you too.
Sorry. It's just love's a funny thing. It's like no matter how bad somebody hurts you just don't stop loving. Right?
No, of course not. Of course not.
I guess that's what I'm holding on to.
And dude, if she was ready to fight and go to war for this marriage, dude, I'd be 1,000% y'all can save this marriage.
Yeah.
No question about it. I have no question about it. But everything starts with, I'm going to tell you the truth. And she can't do that. And she won't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're at a place where she is teaching our son that we lie.
Yeah.
She's teaching our son that multiple men stay in this home. And by the way, dude, Joe, just so you can see this from an outsider's perspective, because I'm just a random dude in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yes, sir.
She's trying to send you a message. She's leaving trash in the trash. She's leaving rollers in the house.
Yeah.
She's not even trying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Like there's a lot of what I would call infidelity gymnastics that people go through. Lots.
Yeah.
She's almost rubbing your nose in it, or less less aggressively, like letting you know this is happening. Ta-da! Right?
Yeah.
And maybe you tell her, I want you out of this house in the next week. She's got to move out.
Yeah.
Y'all figure that stuff out. But I mean, you can't continue to allow another man to come spend 8 hours a day in your home with your wife and your child.
Yeah.
And that can be that you leave and then serve the papers or sit with an attorney, or y'all go to mediation or whatever it happens in Connecticut. Every state's different. Or she packs up and goes. Although I think your fear is she's just going to go 20 yards next door.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's it's what's going to happen. And she told him that she wants nothing to do with him. But yesterday they were outside, and she took my son and herself and my son and the dog for a walk. And when she went down the street, he was staring at her. And when he got back, he said, "Hey, how are you guys?" And she's like, "Good. How are you?" And it's something little, but it's the fact that we're going through all this, and it's like my expectation is no contact, and I shouldn't even have to say that if you're willing to work with somebody. Then her defense was, "Well, we're neighbors. What am I going to say? We're going to say hi." And I'm like, "Okay, but our marriage is on the line."
Not a neighbor that you're having an affair with.
Yeah. Right.
Has she shown you the messages that she sent him that said, "We are never going to be in contact ever again. Stop contacting me," effective immediately?
No, so apparently this is all verbal on our back deck.
Exactly. Yeah. I want it in writing.
Yeah.
I want it in writing so that when you file a harassment complaint that this man won't leave your wife alone.
Yeah.
He keeps coming over to the property line and staring at her. He keeps yelling at her, trying to say hello to her when she's trying to walk your child and the dog.
Mm-hmm.
I want it all in writing. I used to tell my college students, you have to put in writing through text message or email, do not contact me anymore. Period. And once that line is crossed, then it's harassment. Now we can get involved.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay. All right.
But I don't think she's going to do it, Joe.
I'm going to have to agree with you there.
Okay. So let's
Sure.
start. Let's get a group of people in your corner, whether that's a couple of close friends, whether that's a minister from your local church, whether that is an attorney that you're going to sit with, a mental health professional, everybody. Maybe the path right now is to go sit with an attorney because you've got a lot to untangle, whether with the bankruptcy, with child, with home equity. I don't know how any of that stuff works in Connecticut. So having a professional just to know what you're looking at here. And the whole time, I want you to spend some time with yourself in a local coffee shop or on your breaks at work or in the morning when your son is taking a nap, figuring out what is a path back to trust so that you can lay it down in front of her and say, this is what this looks like. We sell the house and we rent. Because I'd rather be married to you and rebuild this marriage than own a house. Or you have to sever all contact forever and partridge in a pear tree on and on and on and on and on. And I'm going to put cameras up in the house, and if this man steps on my property, I'm going to have him a no trespass. I don't want his plates in our home, and I don't want his paint rollers in our home, and I don't want his love and affection for you and our kid in our home. It's our home, not his. But Joe, you got to stop. I mean, I know you hear it, and it's hard to even wrap your head around, oh, this is it. Like, my wife is choosing him. She's choosing dishonesty. She's choosing lying, and I'm so sorry. Call back anytime, brother. You got a long, hard road ahead of you. And listen to me, just because it's painful doesn't mean it's not right, whichever path you take.